Morning everyone. Today we are going to start with the last topic of flow meter or flow measurement. So here we are going to discuss about the variable area flow meter. In the previous lecture we have discussed about the variable head flow meter. So today in this lecture we are going to discuss about the variable area flow meter and their types. So first we'll take the overview of what we have studied. So we started with the flow measurement. So flow is defined as fluid in motion. Fluids such as liquids or gases. Flow measurement is an action to measure the flow of liquids, gases and vapors using a flow measurement instrument or device which measures the rate of flow or the quantity of flow. Flow measurement is very important in process plants, water treatment plants, stream and gas production plants. Flow is measured to know the proportions of the materials introduced to a manufacturing process and the amount of materials evolved by the process. Flow measurements indicate flow rate, flow total, flow velocity, the absence of flow, presence of flow, too much flow, too little flow and flow direction. Next we'll start it with the classification of flow measurement. So flow meter is divided into two types, variable head flow meter and variable area flow meter. So we have already discussed about variable area head flow meter. In this lecture we are going to discuss about variable area flow meter, where we are going to discuss about the subtypes of variable area flow meter, that is rotameter, electromagnetic flow meter and ultrasonic flow meter. So variable area flow meter. The variable area flow meter is an industrial flow meter used to measure the flow rate of liquids and gases. The variable area meter consists of a tube and float. The variable area flow meter is popular because it has a linear scale, a relatively long measurement range and low pressure drop. It is simple to install and maintain. The meter's operation is based on the variable area principle. Fluid flow raises a float in a tapered tube, increasing the area for passage of the liquid. The greater the float, the higher the float is raised. The height of the float is directly proportional to the flow rate. With liquids, the float is raised by a combination of the buoyancy of the liquid and the velocity head of the fluid. With gases, buoyancy is negligible and the float responds to the velocity head alone. The float moves up or down in the tube in proportion to the fluid flow rate and the annular area between the float and the tube wall. The float reaches a stable position in the tube when the upward force exerted by the flowing fluid equals the downward gravitational force exerted by the weight of the float. A change in flow rate upsets this balance of forces. The float then moves up or down, changing the annular area until it again reaches a position where the forces are in equilibrium. To satisfy the force equation, the variable area flow meter float assumes a distinct position for every constant flow rate. Now we'll talk about the rotameter. This is the first type of variable area flow meter. So the rotameter is an industrial flow meter used to measure the flow rate of liquids and gases. So this instrument is used to measure the flow rate of a liquid or a gas. This meter includes a tapered tube through a moving internal float. Sometimes rotameters are also called gravity flow meters, mechanical flow meters or variable area flow meters. In gravity flow meters, the term gravity means the rotameter must be installed vertically. Rotameter's working principle is to measure the flow rate of liquid because the liquid supplies throughout a tapered tube. Once the liquid supplies throughout the tube, then its cross-sectional region will become higher. Now we'll talk about the construction of rotameter. The rotameter construction can be done by using different components like transparent tube, scale, float and transmitter. In the construction, the shape of the transparent tube is conical, which includes a scale and floats within it. This transparent tube is very helpful in observing the measurements directly. A float is a small device within the tube of a rotameter with precise dimensions. The float is used to indicate the rate of flow of liquid within the tube, which can be designed with plastic, glass or metal. The scale on this meter displays the flow measurements by showing you with float. Transmitters are very helpful in recording the flow measurements precisely as compared to we observer on the scale directly. It includes a float and a tapered tube where the float is arranged within the tapered tube. At both the ends of the device, nets are arranged through a pipeline using flanked connections. Rotameters are connected vertically always in the pipelines, and a scale is available on the tube to check the flow rate values directly. Now we'll talk about the working of rotameter. In a rotameter, liquid flows from the base of the tapered tube. After that, some of the liquid directly hits the bottom of the float, and the remaining liquid will flow away from the float. So the float in the rotameter experiences two forces in the reverse direction. The gravitational force is the downside and the drag force is on the upside. The flow of liquid pushes the float up from gravity. After some time, the flowing region achieves a position wherever the force induced on the floating body accurately matches the float's weight. So the float will discover the float will discover equilibrium once the area in the region of float produces sufficient drag which is equivalent to weight. When both the gravity and float weight are stable, then the distance flowed moves upward is relative to the flow velocity of the liquid which is flowing throughout the tapered tube. Now let's just take a minute and try to answer these questions. Rotameter works on the principle of variable of which parameter. In variable area flow meter, the height of float is dashed to flow rate, and rotameter is a device which is used to measure what? I hope you got the answers. So, rotameter works on the principle of variable area. In variable area flow meter, the height of float is directly proportional to the flow rate, and rotameter is a device which is used to measure the flow of liquid. Now, let's just move forward and talk about electromagnetic flow meter. This is the second type of variable area flow meter. So electromagnetic flow meter, simply known as Mach flow meter, is a volumetric flow meter which is ideally used for wastewater applications and other applications that experience low pressure drop and with appropriate liquid conductivity required. The device doesn't have any moving parts and cannot work with hydrocarbons and distilled water. Mach flow meters are also easy to maintain. Electromagnetic flow meters works based on Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So, according to this principle, when a conductive medium passes through a magnetic field B, a voltage E is generated which is proportional to the velocity V of the medium, the density of the magnetic field and the length of the conductor. In an electromagnetic flow meter, a current is applied to wire coils mounted within or outside the meter body to generate a magnetic field. The liquid flowing through the pipe acts as a conductor, and this induces a voltage which is proportional to the average flow velocity. This velocity is detected by sensing electrodes mounted in the Mach flow meter body and sent to a transmitter which calculates the volumetric flow rate based on the pipe dimensions. Mathematically, we can state Faraday's law as E is directly proportional to V into B into L, where E is the voltage generated in the conductor, B is the velocity of the conductor, B is the magnetic field strength, and L is the length of the conductor. Now we'll talk about the third type of variable area flow meter, that is an ultrasonic flow meter. So an ultrasonic flow meter can be defined as a meter that is used to measure the liquid velocity with ultrasound to analyze the volume liquid flow. This is a volumetric flow meter that needs bubble or minute particles within the liquid flow. These meters are suitable in the applications of wastewater, but they will not work with drinking or distilled water. So this type of flow meter is ideal for the applications wherever a chemical compatibility, low maintenance and low pressure drop are required. These meters will affect the audio properties of the liquid and also impact through viscosity, density, temperature, etc. An ultrasonic flow meter construction can be done by using upstream and downstream transducers, sensor pipe and reflector. The working principle of ultrasonic flow meter is it uses sound waves to resolve the velocity of a liquid within a pipe. There are two conditions in the pipe, like no flowing or and flowing. In the first condition, the frequency of ultrasonic waves are transmitted into a pipe and its indications from the fluid are similar. In the second condition, the reflected waves frequency is dissimilar because of the Doppler effect. Whenever the liquid flows in the pipe quickly, then the frequency shift can be increased linearly. The transmitter processes the signals from the wave and its reflections determine the flow rate. Transit time meters transmit and receive ultrasonic waves in both the directions within the pipe. At no flow condition, the time taken to flow in between upstream and downstream in between the transducers is the same. Under these two flowing conditions, the wave at upstream will flow with less speed than the downstream wave. As the liquid flows faster, the distinction between the up and downstream time raises. The times of the upstream and downstream processed by the transmitter to decide the flow rate. Now let's just take a minute and try to answer this question. Electromagnetic flow meter output signal is inversely proportional to what? Electromagnetic flow meter works on the principle of which law, and ultrasonic flow meter can be constructed by using which type of transducer? I hope you got the answer. So electromagnetic flow meter output signal is inversely proportional to magnetic flux density. Electromagnetic flow meter works on the principle of Faraday's law, and ultrasonic flow meter can be constructed by using both upstream transducer and downstream transducer. So these are the answer BBC. I hope you have understood the concept of flow measurement, that is variable area flow meter. Thank you.